Namaskar. The plot thickens. An individual, Nikhil Gupta, has been indicted by the Southern District of Court of New York for trying to pay somebody to assassinate a US citizen / Canadian citizen, 𝗤𝗬𝗼𝗂𝘁 Pannu. What is the name of this guy? Nikhil Gupta. And where was he arrested? He was arrested in Czechoslovakia. Why did he end up in Czechoslovakia? Well, he was holed up there, and the United States has an extradition treaty with Czechoslovakia, so they picked him up from there. What is this story all about? What are the implications? Who are the actors? What does it mean for India-US relations? All this we will take a look at, but first, please like this video, and if you have not subscribed to our channel yet, please consider doing so. So here we go. What is the name of the person? Nikhil Gupta, age 52 years. What did he do? Well, what he did was he was connected, or he was contacted by an Indian government official who offered to have some money paid to him for bumping off 𝗤𝗬𝗼𝗂𝘁 Pannu. This is the overall plot. I mean, it's a 15-page long indictment. If you want to know, you can read it. But what happened here, the crux of it is, Nikhil Gupta, in turn, tries to contact a contract killer, right? Fortunately or unfortunately for him, fortunately for Pannu and unfortunately for him, the person whom he contacts as a contract killer, he's an informant of the United States investigation agencies. So they knew that this was coming up. What were the different things that were offered? All that stuff I'm going to go in just 1 minute. So Nikhil Gupta was directed by an Indian government employee. That person's name has not been given. All I know thus far is that that person used to work in Gujarat and that he was part of the CRPF there. Well, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, once you come into RAW or IB or CBI, all of these people pick their people from their employees from the Indian police service and the police cadres of various states. This is what I've been telling again and again. For NIA, for RAW, for CBI, for even IB, you need people not inside the same stew. You need to have somebody from outside. You have to have lateral hiring. Otherwise, these problems will happen. Anyway, this government employee hired Nikhil Gupta to get rid of 𝗤𝗬𝗼𝗂𝘁 Pannu. Okay. Now, what happened was, prior to being recruited to carry out this assassination scheme in May of this year, Gupta was involved in international drug and weapons trafficking. This guy has a rap sheet this long. It alleges that Gupta was directed by this official, with the name, whose name we will not say, to contact an associate in the US about the plans. Why? Because this guy was living in Czechoslovakia. Gupta had intended to meet a hitman who could murder his target in New York City. He contacted him. Gupta contacted an individual whom he believed to be a criminal associate, but who was in fact a confidential source working with the US law enforcement. So that person probably squealed. On May 12th, 2023, Indian government notified Gupta that his criminal case had already been taken care of and that nobody from Gujarat police is calling because he was wanted for some crimes in Gujarat. There were some crimes pending. So this guy gets money and he also gets all the cases against him quashed in the state of Gujarat. Okay. On or about 23rd of May 2023, the government again assured Gupta that it had spoken with the boss about your Gujarati case and that it was all clear and nobody will ever bother you again. The government further offered to arrange a meeting between Gupta and the Deputy Commissioner of Police. Well, very, very interesting, isn't it? Well, also, in a deal negotiated by Gupta, the alleged Indian government employee agreed to pay the undercover officer $100,000 for the murder. On or about June 9th, 2023, Gupta is a middleman, like a handoff person, so that that Indian government could say, hey, I don't know, this is an individual, he's a drug peddler, so he did something, maybe it's a drug case that happened. The plausible deniability case, right? On or about June 9, 2023, the alleged employee and Gupta arranged for an associate to deliver 15,000 in cash to the undercover officer as an advance payment for the murder. So this undercover officer, suddenly now you're saying a criminal informant has now become an undercover officer. This transition is not clear. That is, Nikhil Gupta contacts a criminal in the United States who is a contract killer. Okay, now this guy, first it says that the indictment says this guy was an informant. Then it says this person was actually an undercover officer. That part I need to go in some more detail to understand who it is. But anyway, this hitman was an informer / officer of the United States some agency as an undercover officer, right? Now, 15,000 in cash was paid. Okay, the alleged Indian government employee provided Gupta with personal information about the victim, including the victim's home address in New York City. Well, Gupta instructed the undercover officer to carry out the murder as soon as possible, but specifically instructed him not to commit the murder during the anticipated engagements between the high-level US and Indian government officials in the ensuing week. Remember, Modi went for a state visit, right? He came for a state visit to US. On June 18th, after Sikh separatist 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙪 Nijjar was murdered in British Columbia, Canada, Gupta allegedly told the undercover agent that Nijjar was also the target. Now you understand the link between Justin Trudeau, Nijjar, and this particular case. So most likely, the Five Eyes told Justin Trudeau that, by the way, we know that Nijjar was also a target of the Indian government. So the plot thickens. That's why I'm saying the plot thickens. What's going to happen, I'll tell you in just one moment, because these are all things, this is again my 2-cent analysis on what it is. Now, the White House has said that it has raised this alleged assassination plot with India. India's Washington embassy and its foreign ministry did not immediately respond to charges, but said New Delhi would formally investigate the concerns aired by the US. Great. So, if the United States wants, it can extradite any individual from any country back to United States to stand trial. Yes, fair enough. Fine. So, supposing Pannu Pannu is wanted for a lot of criminal activities in India, will the US then extradite him to go face those charges in a court in India? That's the question that I would like to know. Number one. Number two, what about United States extraterrestrial or extra off United States activities, such as bumping off bin Laden or Suleiman? Whose permission did they take? So how is it that for US there is one set of laws and for the other countries there's another set of laws? I'm just, airing things out here. Is this a level playing field? Or if the US feels like it can go take out anyone anywhere in the world, but the other shouldn't do it? So is it just a arm twisting tactic? Because there are some agreements and treaties going on and the United States wants to get its way in some things. Maybe it has also dragged in Canada saying that, okay, you also jump on this bandwagon. You will also get some freebies from US for the deals that you are doing. So at least for now, Justin Trudeau can breathe a little bit easier, because unless the Indian government comes back and rebuts these things one by one, we are in for a situation where the United States would feel like it can apply some pressure on India. By the way, guys, until Modi came along, these things hardly happened. India would always buckle. Like 2008, 26/11. What did India do to retaliate against Pakistan? Nothing. So these things are interesting. At the same time, these are all just arm wrestling to get something for something else and let it go. But it does not condone the statements that Mr. Pannu has been making at large about the Hindu community or about the Sanatana Dharma or anything for that matter. That is just wrong, right? So will the US government act? Now that they have caught on something that happened in June, the SFO consulate building fire was in July. Will now they arrest the people who were involved in that and release and indict them also? I'm eager to know. Today is 150 days since that incident happened. Nothing has happened thus far. So let's wait and see how this plays out. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.